picture that, but it's a silverish element. Titanium, thank you. Lugeo, I'm probably butchering that because I didn't take Latin in high school, but Latin for to lie dormant, which makes sense considering where Lugia hangs out all the time, or even Luna, which, moon, or beluga whale. So there. Yeah, Ho-Oh is the fire flying type. Yeah. It used to perch upon the bell tower, but then when Brass Tower was destroyed, it left Bell Tower, and when Brass Tower was rebuilt, it just never returned. Ho-Oh is believed to be the reason for the legendary beast, so it's common. Our friend in particular likes to play up that Ho-Oh is like the mother of the beast, which, good work. It appeared in the very first episode of the anime, so it does hold the record of first legendary to be seen, unless you want to count Mewtwo in the very beginning. It was also seen flying into the sunset in Battle in the Enemy Within. Its name is a palindrome, which you can never pronounce. It has the highest special defense base stat of all fire-type Pokemon. And it's actually the only legendary from Generation 2 that has not appeared in a movie. It's based on the either a Huma or a Huma bird, a legendary bird that is said to never rest, living its entire life flying continuously and resurrects itself and others in its own ashes and flames. Ho-Oh and Ho-Oh are alternate transcriptions of Hu, phoenix, specifically the Chinese phoenix, and Fen Shui, I am honestly sorry if I butchered that pronunciation. The O may also refer to that symbol, which represents emperor, or that symbol, which represents king. So got the same basic idea going on. So I actually didn't know that Celebi was part of Gen 2, so I'm gonna pass this off to Moltres now.
Anyways, so obviously Celebi's psychic grass type, and its main ability is to travel through time, which is why, as you can see, it says, where is it? That it hasn't seen multiple, so you can see it once. It's not known there's actually multiple of them, or just the same Celebi at the same point in time, at different times. It's timey-wimey stuff, you know. So basically, that's one of the biggest things Celebi has going for them. And it can also restore plants to perfect health, and has surprisingly powerful grass and psychic attacks. And like Mew, it's very playful but powerful, and they can be timid. And as we said earlier, it's one of the cute legendaries continue on. And it's only protective of itself, its home, and the Pokemon who are in it. Hence why it's called the voice of the forest. And it travels through time, but mainly it's always in forest areas. You usually don't see it anywhere else. And first appeared in Celebi, Voice of the Forest.
Its name could also be based on a celery. If you think about it, it's only a few letters off, and it's green. It's green.
And then starting Generation 3, we have the legendary golems. And basically they are based off the Hebrew legend, which represent the three ages of humanity: the Ice Age, Regice, the Stone Age, Regirock, and the Iron Age, Registeel. And basically how they came to be is a long time ago, Regigigas, basically, according to legend, moved continents, which made it to the form of how the Pokemon world is today. And he did that by pulling the continents with ropes. And he then created these three Pokemon in its image. But people saw how strong Regigigas was, and locked him away in a Snow Point Temple, and then separated the three legendary golems in hopes that one day someone would be able to tame them. And basically, Regice is an ice type. One thing I found really interesting is it can cloak itself in air that is negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit and can survive if cloaked in lava, which I thought was really cool. And it's said to have slept in a glacier for thousands of years. Its habitat is Island Cave, and was defeated in Pace, the Final Frontier, which makes it only the second legendary Pokemon to be defeated in the anime. And Registeel is a steel type. Its body is so durable it can't be scratched, but it's also flexible. And also apparently the body is hollow. And the metal has been tempered over thousands of years, and its habitat is the ancient tomb, and was featured in Overjoy. And Regirock is a rock type. It can use electrical attacks like a zap cannon, and it can repair itself by building a body with rocks. And its habitat is sealed in Hoen's ancient ruins, and in many Pokemon episodes, and is in many Pokemon episodes like the episode Battling the Enemy Within. And even though Regigigas is a Generation 4 Pokemon, and we just got to Generation 3, I thought it'd be appropriate to mention him right after his basically Pokemon he created. And he's a normal type. As I said, he moved the continents. He can communicate telepathically, and he can still control the legendary golems, even if they've already been captured by a trainer. And he can survive extreme conditions, which means that he can survive extreme cold and extreme heat. And when awakened from its slumber, it goes on a rampage and shoots off hyper beams until a trainer can befriend it, as it's seen in Pillars of Friendship. And its habitat is Snow Point Temple, and it's appeared in Giratina and the Sky Warrior. And now we're on to Latias and Latios, which are one of my two favorites, to be honest. They're like this brother-sister kind of duo. Latios is obviously very protective of Latias. And they're in the 5th Pokemon movie, The Pokemon Heroes, and they do not feature a distinct legend behind them. At least that's what Wikipedia told me. Because I was looking up, they have to have something to make them who they are, but they just don't. Latios is a dragon psychic type, same as Latios, and she is the female, smaller and lighter than Latios, and has a type of transformation where she can make herself invisible or alter her appearance, so she can make herself into a human, as seen in the movie. She's also highly intelligent. If she senses hostility, she will ruffle her feathers and cry shrilly to intimidate her foe, but she'll usually disappear in face of her enemy. And her habitat, she rarely shows herself to humans, but is usually found in isolated areas or secret havens. And as I said, Latios is also dragon psychic type. He's a male, much larger than Latios. He can fly at the speed of a jet and can detect emotions of others even when he's flying. He also has sight sharing with Latias, so Latias can see what Latios sees. He's the only Pokemon to learn Lesser Courage, very protective but doesn't like fighting, and will open his heart to a trainer with good spirit. And his habitat is unknown, but he's mainly around secluded areas with bodies of water. And the Weather Trio. So there's, oh god, this always happens. Groudon, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Quick, I wrote something down about them. Yes. They're the mascots of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And Groudon and oh my god, that's what I'm getting right. Kyogre are among the most powerful legendary Pokemon according to Wikipedia. We'll repeat that again. Groudon is a ground type. He's thought to have been the creator of land, so basically he made the land that the Poke Earth is on. He has some electric moves. He can use solar beams, and he can dig through solid rock. He sleeps underground, and when it's awakened, he causes volcanoes to erupt, and his habitat is, well, I just said underground, and he first appears in Gaining Groudon. Kyogre is a water type, thought to be the creator of the seas, and one of the few that can learn Water Spout. Can learn some electric type moves, only non-ice type that can learn Sheer Cold, normally peaceful except around Groudon, and its habitat is below seafloor cavern, also in Gaining Groudon. And Rayquaza, I think is like the coolest, just saying. He's a dragon flying type. He can calm down Groudon and Kyogre, I'm sorry, I don't like things. Can fly fast and can even maneuver easily except even with his size.
I just wanted to say there was supposed to be a Rayquaza quad suit, because I know she was at Anime Boston. She was telling me that she's supposed to be at Kineticon, but I don't know if she's here yet, because someone's preggers.
And he can learn Drago, Meteor, Hyper Beam, and Giga Impact. And I know I'm saying he a lot, but that's kind of like what I grew up thinking they were, but most of the legendaries are actually gender neutral, so it just happens. He constantly flies in the ozone layer, only stopping periodically. His habitat is usually in the high ozone layer, and he first appears in Destiny Deoxys. And then there's Jirachi. Sorry, these are names I always mess up on. I feel so bad. And Jirachi is known to descend. Known to descend from outer space. How he got to the planet was he descended from outer space on the Millennium Comet, which is why he's awakened every 1,000 years with the passing of the Millennium Comet. He hibernates, and when he's awakened, he will grant wishes. So in the anime, I think it was illustrated that he just grants the wishes, but in the manga, it's actually you write the wishes on the tabs. That's how it works. And he's the only Pokemon that can learn Doom Desire. He can levitate in the air like many of the other cute type Pokemons before him. He's childish with a playful personality. Does that sound familiar? His habitat in the anime, he hibernates in Forina, but in the games, he's said to live in the mountains. His only major appearance in Jirachi Wishmaker, but had a brief cameos in others. Now Deoxys, which I love Deoxys. Just to quickly go over the forms, the first form you see over there is his normal form, and the one next to it is the attack form, defense form, and speed form. Deoxys is a psychic type, and he has the ability to change forms, like I just said. And he can generate any part of his body that may be lost in battle. And it actually said it took about 4 years for him to regenerate his whole body after being beat by Rayquaza. And he can create clones of himself in the anime and the manga. And he tends to keep it to himself, but will be friends